Hi again then guys, and welcome to another straight line performance build for Forza Horizon 3, and this particular build is the fastest one we've ever done. Previous to this it was the Ford GT at around 275. This one is quite a bit quicker than that. This of course is known for being the fastest car in the game, quoted speeds of around or even over 300 miles per hour. Likewise with this one, the quoted speed is over 301 miles per hour. I'm not necessarily claiming this is the fastest tune you can get, it's just a fast tune that you can use if you decide to. Now, as far as the build on this particular car, some things are fairly obvious. Of course, you want to do engine conversions, increase the power, lower the weight, all that kind of stuff. Now, you've got a couple of options that you can go for. If you like this tune as is, if you like the way it looks and just want the build on your car, you can go onto my storefront using the keywords in the video description down below and just download it straight on there. If though you'd rather do it yourself, then obviously proceed with this video. Now, as far as the engine swap, I would, as you can see, recommend the V10, which gives you by far the most power. Of course, I would, as always, recommend all-wheel drive. Some people might not want that, but it's down to personal preference. Of course, you want to convert it to the twin turbo. I would not recommend the front or rear wings, but apart from that, just do everything that improves the car, including I would recommend the roll cage. So that's it overall for the build. What though about the tune, which is of course the way to unlock that massive potential that this car has? Well, as you can see, 0 to 100 isn't amazing, but the 0 to 60 is pretty good, and the top speed in particular is insanely fast on this car. In practice, this car can actually do around the 290s, under its own power, without any slipstream, without draft. So the quoted speed is impressive, but the reality is you'd have to have a road that is really long and you'd have to set up a race with no traffic to be able to actually hit that speed. I have no doubt that it can, but there are hardly any places where, or hardly any circumstances where you can actually reach that. As is, even with traffic, you can run this car up around 290. But as far as the tune setup itself, I would recommend a final drive of 2.85, then individual gears of 2.9, 2, 1.5, 1.17, 0.94 and 0.77, so fairly simple, nothing too outlandish there. As far as the rest, I've gone for neutral camber and tow. I've gone for the highest caster, which is what I tend to do with vehicles that are smaller and lighter and kind of more skittish in general. It keeps them under control more, and I have to say this car handles far better than I was expecting it to. The handling is actually quite good. As far as anti-roll, I've just rounded those off to 32 and 20, springs to 170 and 145 with the lowest ride height front and rear, springs on 16, 13, 7 and 6. Aero doesn't apply, and as I said earlier, I would not recommend the front or rear wing. And finally for the diff, basically what we'd usually do as far as acceleration and braking, and then for the centre split, I would recommend 66% towards the back. It still handles in a very loose way, it's easy to control considering how fast it is, but it gives you that great mix of off-road ability and launch as well. So overall, whether you decide to download this from my storefront or use this tune, or even better, take the tune and make it even faster, that's the point of all of my tunes, I want people to do that, then either way, I hope you find it fun, and it's most definitely competitive. It's insanely quick, and I would say is actually worth the pretty hefty price of 2.7 million credits. But overall, that's it for this particular build, and if you enjoyed this build and would like to check out more, you can click through to the playlist and see loads of other Forza tunes which we've done already, and of course, subscribe down below to see new ones as soon as I put them out. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.